Let me ask you a question. What benefit would it have for you to not experience pain? To be unable to experience when something was causing damage to the physical body or mental emotional body? You may lessen the factors you can experience uncomfortability through, but that will not stop what the uncomfortability has been attempting to show you. That is the fact that things are out of alignment. There is chaos, no harmony. Chaos in any structure will create the destruction of it and things surrounding it. Tell me, people who do not register pain in the nervous system, do you not see how much more careful they have to live? To not have the experience of pain doesn't stop them from experiencing the consequences, the destruction of pain. It simply made it a lot harder to be aware of what and where the chaos is. Many people have avoidance to destruction and disorder. Though in this world of physics that we know, it is one of the most helpful tools available. It allows for something to become new. It allows for our body to rid old cells and make new ones. It lets structures go from creating one shape to transmuting and forming into another. Disorder is the middle ground. It is the in-between. It's the liminal state. It is transition. The problem or negativity in what most people call disorder or destruction is the continuous state or trying to create the solidity and long-lasting grounds on disorder. One, creating the environment which hosts, feeds, and is built on constant destruction. This at no point creates any stability and or harmony in whatever expression you are looking into. Be it a body, a connection of personal relationships, inner commitments, or the relationship to our entire ecosystem as a whole. It can never be in a state of health due to the misuse of disorder. Disorder was never meant to last. Disorder, in its neutral form, is a tool that allows for change. Change is a constant, but no singular state, including destruction or idea of health, is solely meant to last. This means if you wish to create positive change, you allow for the transmutation, aka the death and rebirth process of what was less helpful for something more helpful. There's an exchange, an evolution. In positive form, you use disorder to destroy what is not stable and not of the most harmony to all that is, and this creates the room and supply for more harmony. And of course, the negative form would be to not take in and factor in all that is. That causing actions and use of disorder to be done against someone, something, many, if not all, parties. The misuse of disorder is to continuously create chaos without the end result of true harmony. That is, for all parties. In the essence of chaos, it is the lack of acknowledgement within the parties which do not allow for their most helpful and aligned order. Disorder forms rapidly in the mind, body, and inherently all around when things are not accounted for. You have denied yourself, and you have denied other. In so, denying their best interest, your best interest, denying everyone's true best interest. This includes the topic of what we have focused in on today. This presence of chaos is the misuse of it. It is the denial and refusal to accept, acknowledge, and see its role. It's not understanding the healthy expression of perceived separation and in so inherently refusing and resisting all that it is and manifests as pain, destruction, disorder, collapse. Disorder is the literal lack of harmonious and stable structures in what you're looking at. It's parts flying about and moving unaware and without regards for another. It's cells not recognizing one another in their own body. It's lack of understanding and it's forgotten information. Those strings which held everything together have been removed in the state of chaos and disorder. In this, it is a reflection to show you a physical representation of what is vibrationally going on. Disorder, chaos, all in which acts as material to signal what state you are in. As we can see in this state of chaos or disorder, things physically show up wacky, sporadic, and jumbled. On the other hand, material reflected back in the state of harmony, those will be physically shown up in stable, consistent patterns with ease and optimal health. All will reflect. You have two choices when faced with the information reflected. Observe it from a detached perspective or attach and become whatever it is you are experiencing. To be it or to succumb to it, this is where helplessness falls in. You stay stuck in cycles of whatever it is you are identified and being. On the other hand, you can take a different state of awareness. Instead of the first person's perspective, take third. In this state of awareness, you can observe what was, is, and what you are choosing now. This can lead you to a new result, one of more harmony if chosen to bring order to what was misplaced. It is to be noted, you would not have seen what was misplaced without the reflection of disorder. Without the reflection, you would not have known what needed to be reminded of wholeness. It is through the reflection you can do this, though it is your choice on what to do with that information. The order you crave so badly, it cannot happen if you choose to stay in the battlefield of not being one, of not seeing the inherent connection. Even if it is simply just being able to perceive it, mental thoughts, physical sight, sound, touch, smell, or taste, see that you are connected enough to pick up on their vibration, its existence. Let it start with that if you cannot even see the first threads of connection, of unity. This leads me directly into the next question. What would you gain from ridding disorder itself, aka the pain and chaos from existence or just your own life? I kindly ask you to take a moment to pause the video and reflect on this question. Even if you do not think you would gain anything, try to rack your brain for something which may fit. A subconscious thought of agreeance or idea which could be labeled as a good explanation. If you do think you can gain something, think on what it is and why it would be gained from the lack of pain and from the lack of chaos. Is this something which can be gained only by ridding chaos, or is it something you think possible with chaos but easier without? What would you gain from only having order and good feelings? You may take a moment and pause to think on this. Did you think? The most obvious idea that is brought to mind is the continuous state of order. Everything is in harmony and good feelings. It's perfect, is it not? Sure, a valid perspective, one with truth even. Though in this time-space reality, we experience what we label as evolution. And to look at the state of dimensional existence of complete unity and prime state, you have essentially maxed out your evolutionary stats to no longer be able to go any further. No more upgrades, just being. You see, if you can have full harmony and order and perspective, knowing and operating in that dimensional space, you inherently have within that the understanding and the use of disorder. It contains all else within it. This perspective knows disorder is not the enemy and is but a stepping stone for itself to know oneself, to see what about ourselves we have forgotten was us, to gain the power of awareness back. True, highest order understands disorder has a role within unity, though it is used and controlled to create the ultimate state of being within its existence. In it, at no point is it denied, disregarded, suppressed, or gotten rid of, though. Disorder has simply taken a role of harmony, of allowing it to go through its natural and healthy cycles. Order contains and appreciates disorder's presence. So, in this, what we perceive to gain from losing disorder is rather what we accessed when we stop making an enemy out of disorder, like it's something we aren't. We access true unity, true order, a state of being which always existed, by accessing and knowing your intertwined nature with chaos, with all. Stop making it an outsider and see it not only as you, but as a tool you've been using in unconscious every action and thought. It is a part of you and natural law, one and so you can stay in harmony. For even the moments of pain and destruction can you have understanding, knowing, and consonance, all by being connected to all that is. You can hold many perspectives. Even more so, you can see from the perspective which holds them all. Why avoid an idea or concept, a feeling state based on one fragment of you? Why give it the power to mean the world? Why give it the power to mean your entire existence? It's not even close to the full picture. It's not even close to being what we know is there, let alone all of what we don't know and are not aware of. What you have gained was always there, the fact that it is and always was, including your idea of chaos and harmony, and all in between and more. You, by unifying with what you tried to suppress and remove, creates the state of separation, and the state which created the true disorder itself. Avoiding pain, avoiding disorder, is to create more disorder itself. It is to further perpetuate this state of not being connected, of not having stability. You never intake what was out of order, that which was not being understood and taken into account. Without doing so, you can never access solidity, unity, or any sort of completion in this state. This is only a continual resistance, parts pushing against one another, not seeing the connection, not seeing they are fighting for the same body. So, instead, find the use of what is being shown to be out of your control. It may have subjective truth to it in its lens, but it is a falsity to objective truth. It is not true or accurate information when accounted for all, It is not what is actually or fully there, and with this information, realize it is you and transmute. Use the momentum that disorder had allowed and brought in to propel you in the direction and state of what is and always will be. That is the state of unity, of oneness. Tune into the truth and acknowledge the lies for what they are: lack of information and understanding. That's it. See the truth that all is you and all is your awareness. The I am that I am. If you understand that one phrase, you understand it all, literally. You are existing as all. You are therefore connected to all. And therefore, you are creating and tuning into everything that you experience and all else. You are all that is, and all you perceive is yourself. Just know you wouldn't gain anything by only having order without disorder. It, in and of itself, cancels another out, as order contains that destructiveness in it. Though if we don't even include that fact, you are dealing with the state of no evolution. The state of completion with nothing before. Completion in the Most High only comes from the collaboration of all before. To have disregarded disorder is to disregard how we got to the end. You would have never reached that completed end, only a dead end without all you wish to collect. Imagine a puzzle. The disorder is all these singular, unique puzzle pieces sprawled out in a crazy amount. And when you put these pieces together in harmony, do they create a unified existence? But without those singularities, there was no puzzle, and without the disorder is no order. It's the same thing. You don't have a finished piece without it. You would have the end of a lowest possible quality, or you would never have started it at all. Your avoidance to feeling it, experiencing it, or having disorder and pain in your life is nothing more than one's lack of understanding, one's lack of honing in on one's ability, one's lack of skill and intelligence, one's lack of connection. You lack things and you think they're out of your control. If not, you would use it to your advantage and you would have exactly what you want. Only when we do not believe to be it does it become scary. Only then is it painful. Only then is it the fullness of disorder. You are stronger than to succumb to such things. Things like becoming the very thing you were avoiding. You are stronger. You have more knowledge. And you are more than any singularity of information. Any outcome, any circumstance. It can only be painful if it is out of order, out of true harmony, if your perspective is not one with and as all. So if that is the case, be at peace knowing even the pain is serving a higher purpose in unity. And watch the paradox of eliminating the pain and choosing the harmonic perspective even in chaos. That being seeing pain as a signal of something out of order. And by simply being aware of what was out of order, you bring it back into harmony. Very simple, though only once it's understood. I will reiterate, it is all about the oneness, unity, harmony, order, source, God, whatever name you would like to put on it. It is just simply the true and highest state containing all that is. This state, this perspective of unity and order, holds the chaos within it. As both states will exist simultaneously, order and disorder, your awareness is what allows you to think you are one or the other. It's not so crazy to experience suffering nor euphoric bliss in your choice. It will simply be a matter of it just exists like every infinite other expression, vibration, and experience. All will be equally special in that regard. Disorder is as helpful as the state of harmony itself. You can also check my video, Oh So Special, linked in the description if you want more information on all being equally special or important in Source. This will further one's understanding of the vital role of information and what it gives and shows up as. If you can understand the role and service of vibrational information, it will not be something you fight against, even when it shows up as chaos. It will be something you train with, you learn with, and you find peace with. Disorder can be a friend within you, one you command and use with honor and integrity. As it can be with respect, we can transmute from the perspective of disorder to the one of disorder. Only then. And that is what I will conclude with today. That in our avoidance of pain and destruction, we were looking for the viewpoint of unity. Longing, searching for oneness that always was, yet we were blinded to. Thinking that the avoidance of these signals would make the danger disappear. Thinking that it was the fruit's fault for showing up when you never took down the tree. Disorder only comes from the lack of connection, of agreement, and compatibility to all parts. To want to get rid of this, we wanted to create harmony and connection. Though now we know that in our avoidance, not only does it amplify the lack of connection, as we literally moved in the opposite direction of the unwanted. It's to literally deny and affirm our separation to another. This only creates more disorder and separation to the parts of self. Instead, to simply shift our perspective of what is wanted, of what is healthy, what is helpful, what is us, and what is needed, we can allow for the out of alignment perspective to come into harmony. To shift into the highest view containing all that is. To see every part as information, as useful information. This means we can appreciate the destruction, we can appreciate the signs signaling destruction, and we can find use in this state of chaos and transmutation. In this, we can know and choose what is harmonious with appreciation to what showed us was not. All in which creates connection, understanding, and alignment. This all allowing for the state of disorder itself to come into order. Great paradox, isn't it? Because it was never about making the pain go away or the discomfort. These may be your red blinking lights and alarms, but they notify you of the emergency, the danger, which is non-harmonious state of being, a vibration of chaos. It's uncomfortable because it's supposed to be. It's not about getting rid of the symptoms. The priority is creating the harmony. Create order, create connection, and you will not suffer the way that you have in any way. You suffer because you resist. Naturally, you do not have to experience the discomfort as heavily when it's understood and felt into. Instead, it can be shared with the perspective of peace and creates ease within the nervous system. No more pure pain and suffering. Thankfulness carries you far. It is to see the health and helpfulness in something. It's the shift in perspective that can pull you out of even rock bottom if you can find the truth in it. To be thankful just to perceive any, to know no experience is permanent, to live freely even with the presence of chaos. Here you can be thankful for having the opportunity to redirect. Now you can use even those uncomfortable states to show you your misalignments to falsity and realign. Allow me to say just one thing. The moment you realign is there instant relief. You may have been left to believe that all was outside of you for too long, but this inherent lie can be broken down. You can only experience your vibrational exudance, your assumptions, thoughts, focus, and energy all commingle as an amplified broadcast, one sending out information and only able to receive what was given out on the same station. You made the choice of chaos. You made the choice of order. You choose the pain, you choose the bliss. Take your power back. All by simply realizing just because it was unconscious doesn't mean it didn't happen. Take responsibility. Take accountability. Change your life if that is what you want. Though it can only be done by honing and using disorder. That very thing you were avoiding? Yeah, that is quite literally your key and door. Get sucked up into it, feel the waves, and see you were not just the one being crashed about. You were the waves, you were the wind, you were the sand, and all in between. You want calm waves, give yourself and be the calm waves. You want air, bring the air to you and have all that is work in and for your favor. If you can see you in all, you can see when even things are being destroyed, there will be peace. Why? Because a changed shape doesn't mean you lost what it was made out of. For where there's transmutation, evolution, and change occurring, this is all an opportunity to find who you always were. To embody and be more of you, true you. You can find reason why it feels good to experience destruction and chaos and pain, as long as you can see even the truth and harmony in disorder. Will it be a beneficial and helpful part of your existence and being?